The one of the senior most person in our department, an eminent scientist, renowned in India and abroad. So actually, he appointed us in this department long ago, and so I don't want to give any introduction to processing. You can find in Google, and it's a big introduction. So with these few words, I invite processing to give this first lecture, basic concepts in physics.
Quick duration. एक घंटा से 1 घंटा 15 मिनट. First of all, I applaud your motivation. In spite of several arrangement by all quarters, as you described yourself there. Physics is not only one thing. I can assure you that physics is a very broad subject. All other subjects are in that sense. Experiments is just one component, and it is important component. But can we do physics without learning so-called experimental methods? Physics is about concepts, thinking, innovating, and understanding nature in broader sense. So as I learned that you are at different level of your undergraduate and some student. The student told there that he is doing post-graduation or has completed post-graduation. So I presume that you are in different level of learning. So I'm not going to speak any topic as such in physics, but I would like to discuss with you something which you already know. But when we talk and discuss those things, then we find that there is lacking in understanding. You have information, but you don't understand it. There is a difference having information and understanding it. In this context, I often quote, and I am going to quote it here again. You might have heard the name of W. Pauli. Pauli exclusion principle. Have you heard?
Yes, sir.
How many of you know Pauli exclusion principle? Please raise your hand. You do not know what Pauli exclusion principle is. You have heard. Slowly you are raising your hand. So, okay, I'm just telling you the things, meaning of understanding and having the information, memorization, reproduction, recitations. General theory of relativity was formulated by Albert Einstein in 1933. And Pauli and Heisenberg maybe you must have heard, I'm certain. They were students. It was just after First World War. And Sommerfeld was the teacher. And Sommerfeld was teaching in his class to these students. They were PhD students. Bohr model of atom, think about Bohr proposed the model in 1932. then you may say, general theory of relativity, mathematically very complex properties. W. Pauli as a student has learned on his own all Einstein formalism of the nucleus. In fact, when Summerfield was invited to write a review article on this subject, Summerfield invited Pauli to collaborate with him. But soon Summerfield found that Pauli, student Pauli, knows much more about this subject than Summerfield. And he asked him to write alone. And people learned from his article, more than Einstein. But when it came to choosing the subject topic for PhD, Heisenberg and Pauli both are discussing. Heisenberg's interest was in atom models and quantization, which was going on. So Pauli said that I can derive everything what Einstein had done. But I don't understand. I can do all the derivation without consulting anything, but I don't understand. I leave it here, but if you think yourself, what is the difference between knowing something and understanding something? So I am going here, not going to write anything on board, because I know that many of you, some of you at least, cannot see that. And I have not prepared any slides on the same revision. But I'm going to talk to and discuss it. It is a conversation. You can ask questions. I will ask the questions. You respond whatever you know. Don't be scared. Don't feel shy in telling or speaking yourself. No answer is silly, no question is silly question. Answer is how your mind at that time is working. And formulating the question, reflection of that you are trying to understand. You have understood partially and trying to understand the rest of the things. So asking questions, discussing on the issue is the best way of learning than learning having class. So it is a conversation between you and me. You ask any question. Now, one thing is that I may not be able to answer. But that doesn't mean anything. 3 years ago, a student entered in my office, BSc student, and he asked few questions. In response to one question, I said, I don't know. And his reaction was, being a theoretical physicist, you don't know this. I told him that what I know divided by what I should know equal to, you put a decimal sign and go on putting 0, 0, 0, 0. When you get tired, then put there 1. I may not know many things, but trying to know is essential. And curiosity to know is essential. So let us see, let us begin. You have already read about matter. What is matter? You know about waves. Sound wave, light wave, electromagnetic wave, wave like water wave, so many waves in that. So wave. You have also read about field. Have you read about field? You know what is field? learn how to say something, yes or no.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not asking those who are doing here research. I'm asking the participants who have come from different places. If you put a bar magnet on the paper and sprinkle some four iron needles, you say they follow the pattern. That experiment I did at intermediate level, so you must have done that experiment and you know something. So Faraday was the person who introduced the concept, those lines emanating from north pole to south pole along which needles are easily fit. Think of if I have here and I release it, it falls down. Why? You know gravity. How gravity is acting here? You know, if I have to displace it, I have to touch and push it. But Earth is not touching it. So how Earth is attracting it? It is called gravitational field. So what is field? We will come to that. The value of gravitation by Earth at different points has some value. Since Earth is fixed, its mass is fixed. Earth is fixed in the sense for us Earth is fixed. Earth is rotating, Earth is moving, Earth is not fixed. But I am standing here, Earth is fixed for us. So as we go to different heights, the value of gravity starts changing, decreasing, and every point has a value. So field is that in the space, every point has some value of different kind. Electromagnetic wave have electric vector, magnetic vector. Gravitation has that value. And there are many fields. Have you heard dark energy? बच्चे जानते हैं, बच्चे सुने होंगे। क्यों बेटा सुना है? Have you heard dark energy, black hole? So these are the things very common. So all these are the field. Field is right now advanced quantum mechanical understanding is everything is field. Particle is just emergent particles. Okay, I'm not going to that. So we have matter, wave, field. Field propagate in form of wave. Gravitational wave emanating from two black holes colliding with each other. A few years ago it was discovered, observed on the Earth. Gravitational wave. Okay. So let us begin with the matter.
So, one question.
Yes?
As you know कि
बोलो हिंदी में बोलो।
पूरा मतलब होल यूनिवर्स उसको बाउंड करके रखने के लिए इम्पोर्टेंट फोर्स इज ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स, ओके? देन
No.
ओनली फोर्स
No. According to present understanding, there was a big bang. Universe started expanding. It is in the process of expansion. Okay? It was thought that gravity will retardation will introduce. It will start slowing down and will collapse. That was the thinking.
तो लाइक एज वी नो कि जो
Nothing is bounding it. Huh?
solar system, all planets are bounded to sun.
Gravity is binding those different planets, Earth and among gravity among themselves. Okay. So let us take the matter. About 2,500 or 2,600 years ago, Greeks started wondering, if we go on breaking any matter, any piece of matter you take, and you go on dividing, what will be ultimate? That was the question posed. Now we have to find the answer. And there were no experiment. You cannot go on breaking. Now we have those experiments available. Large Hadron Collider is the best machine which can smash two proton or two anything. But then nothing was available, only thinking process was there. And some philosophers at that time came down that there will be smallest particle which cannot be further divided. We call it atom. That name is still there. Atom is the smallest unit which makes the matter. Atom has its own structure. You might be knowing it as quarks and electrons. You know that, I guess so, and I hope so. But atom is, quarks are confined within the nucleus, the proton, neutron, they are within the nucleus. And electron is there, that is the atom, and everything on this planet, it is the atom.